So I'm just back in from my walk where I was collecting some data on some of the river management strategies along the 6 Mile water here. So I just want to let you see here how quickly you can go from data collection to data presentation and analysis using Survey 123 and ArcGIS. So if I want to add my data in, all I need to do is go add, search for layers in my content, and because it's the last thing that I collected, I just need to press the plus button, and lo and behold, there is my data in there already. Now there's the data points that I visited, but I can then choose how that's going to be presented by clicking on the layer, changing the style, and at the moment it's just showing the location, but one of the things that I put down here was the management strategy, whether it was hard engineering or soft engineering. I can just change that, and there is the color scheme appearing. Now maybe I want to change that a little bit. Shall we set soft engineering as green? And shall we set hard engineering as red because it's in the urban area? And maybe I just want to make those symbols just a little bit bigger so that I can see them a little bit better. How does 11 pixels look? Yeah, they stand out a bit more. And then maybe just to put an outline around them in black like this, and to reduce the transparency down just so that they pop a little bit. I think that looks good. All I need to do then is click OK and done, and that is it. There's the data, it's on there. Now that then enables me to go straight in and explore some of the patterns. So the layers that I had put on, I'll turn off this flood map. So I put on just a very simple land use one, and it's reasonably coarse grained there, but what you can do is use the base map here to see that as you move upstream through the parkland, that at this point you are in still in your soft engineering. The management strategy here is washlands, and here then are some of the photographs that I've been able to take. In the park, there's the little connection of ducks and our good friend the heron there. You can look at some of the habitat diversity supported by that. Come further on down in here, however, and you can see as soon as you move into the built up area, we're going into hard engineering. I'm able to comment on there, and then here's the photographs as well. You can see that some of the old buildings are right beside the riverbank. So what we've got here is this flood wall that's been built here. It really is a very, very tall flood wall to protect those in behind. And in fact, whenever you move down in here, you can see just how hard engineering these areas come. The river is crossed by the bridge in the main street. You have a look at that. Look at the photograph again, and you can see just how hard engineered both riverbanks are at this stage, with flood walls either side, and it does not look natural at all. I come here to one of the little tributaries feeding in, and you can see something very similar as well. We'll click on this, and there we have the extremely engineered river. This is one of the walls dating back to the 19th century. This wall has only been recently updated because, surprise surprise, it was damaged and had to be reinstated to protect the buildings nearby. But come downstream into this urban park. Now you can see that the urban park is in the urban area, right? So it's towards the edge of Ballyclare, but it is still in the urban area. But you have parkland here. You have a little bit of room all of a sudden to move around. And as soon as we're into the parkland here, we're moving into places where you still have some opportunities for some of these soft engineering approaches that are taking place. So for example, you can see here that this part of the bank a few years ago was allowed to go into a much more natural state and condition with these plants growing here. So you're increasing the habitat diversity along this part of the river. Anyway, that's enough to give you a little bit of a flavour of just how quickly you can go and collect the data, import it in, present it, and be going through and exploring all sorts of interesting patterns there. This layer in particular is interesting because it shows you where the washlands are in operation, those places where the flood is allowed to take place. Upstream here, this is all in the floodplain. We can go and explore this and see the evidences of the floodplain in operation here, with the water and the storage and natural store being able to be used here, all sort of things like this. So we can really explore how this river section has been managed in a holistic way, looking at where the flood risks are, looking at the land uses, and looking at where it's possible the locations can be used for soft engineering. Brilliant way to collect some data, brilliant way to present it, and I can't wait to use this with my classes to see how they get on with exploring it.